I am Samson, and this is the narrative of my life. Here I am, confined in a Philistine prison, blinded and bound by the very adversaries who once sought my defeat. My journey has been one of triumph and tragedy, marked by fierce battles and personal struggles. Let me share my tale. In a time when the Philistines ruled over my people, the Israelites had fallen into evil ways, and the Lord allowed the Philistines to oppress us for 40 years. These formidable foes, known for their innovative use of iron, posed a constant threat, hampering our progress with superior technology and aggressive military strategies. My birth was marked by divine intervention. The angel of the Lord appeared to my mother, promising that I would be dedicated to God as a Nazarite from birth. The Nazarite vow, a sacred commitment, meant abstaining from wine, keeping my hair uncut, and avoiding anything unclean. My unique upbringing set the stage for the extraordinary events that would follow. As I grew, the Spirit of the Lord stirred within me, endowing me with exceptional strength. Love, however, became a stumbling block when I set my eyes on a Philistine woman in Timnah. Despite objections from my parents, I insisted on marrying her, setting in motion a series of events that would test my resolve and character. A riddle presented during a 7-day celebration became a source of conflict, leading to a series of challenges and acts of retribution. My encounters with a lion and the discovery of honey within its carcass showcased my physical prowess. However, my misguided decisions and defiance of my Nazarite vow would later bring about my downfall. I judged Israel for 2 decades, battling the Philistines and executing acts of revenge. Yet, the allure of temptation proved too strong, and my encounter with Delilah led to my ultimate demise. Blinded and imprisoned, I found solace in the slow regrowth of my hair, a symbol of hope and potential redemption. In a grand Philistine festival, I was brought out to amuse the masses, standing between 2 pillars that supported the temple. In my final moments, I prayed for strength, and with one last surge of power, I pushed against the pillars, causing the temple to collapse and fulfilling my destiny. My story serves as a cautionary tale, reminding all of the consequences of yielding to temptation and the potential for redemption even in the face of great mistakes. I am Samson, and this is my story. As the temple crumbled around me, I felt the weight of the collapsing pillars, and a rush of dust and debris engulfed the air. The cheers of the Philistine crowd turned into panicked cries, and in that chaotic moment, I recognized the magnitude of what was unfolding. The once mighty structure now lay in ruins, a testament to the power that had dwelled within me. The Philistine rulers, who had gathered to witness my humiliation, were now buried beneath the wreckage. The very people who had reveled in my defeat now faced their own demise. Amidst the destruction, a calm certainty settled within me. I had paid the price for my mistakes, but in this final act, there was a sense of redemption. The Lord had answered my prayer for one last surge of strength, and in that moment, I had become an instrument of justice. As the dust settled, I remained where the temple had stood, battered and weakened. My eyes, still blinded, gazed into the darkness that surrounded me. The chains that had bound me were now broken, and I felt a peculiar mix of liberation and solemnity. Word of the temple's collapse spread like wildfire, reaching the Israelites who were still oppressed by the Philistines. The demise of their rulers brought a renewed sense of hope and courage. My sacrifice had not been in vain, it had sparked a turning point in the fate of my people. In the aftermath, the Israelites began to rise against their oppressors, and the Philistine dominance waned. The legacy of my story became a symbol of resilience and the consequences of both strength and weakness. My life, with all its triumphs and failures, left an indelible mark on the history of Israel. As for me, I remained in the ruins of the temple, reflecting on the journey that had brought me to this point. The darkness that had plagued my vision now seemed inconsequential compared to the light that had been kindled through my sacrifice. And so, the tale of Samson concluded, a narrative of strength, temptation, and redemption. My name would live on, not just as a cautionary tale but as a reminder that even in our darkest moments, there is the potential for a transformative and redemptive power to emerge. In the solitude of the temple ruins, I pondered the consequences of my choices. The once vibrant echoes of Philistine cheers were replaced by the haunting silence of destruction. I felt a strange mixture of fulfillment and emptiness, as if the weight of my past had been lifted, yet the toll of my actions lingered. As I navigated through the debris, guided by a newfound sense of purpose, I realized that my story was not just about personal redemption, it carried a broader significance. The collapse of the temple symbolized the breaking of the chains that bound not only me but also my people. The oppressive rule of the Philistines was crumbling alongside the stones of their once mighty structure. News of the temple's destruction spread far and wide, reaching the Israelites who had endured years of subjugation. A spark of rebellion ignited, and the collective will to break free from the Philistine yoke surged. The legacy of my final act became a rallying point, inspiring a renewed determination to reclaim the land that had been lost. In the wake of the chaos, the Israelites began to organize, coalescing into a formidable force against their oppressors. The Philistine rulers, once arrogant in their dominance, now faced a united resistance fueled by the memory of my sacrifice. As for me, the remnants of my hair continued to grow, a visible reminder of the divine strength that had been bestowed upon me. The physical blindness I endured seemed inconsequential compared to the spiritual clarity that had emerged in my darkest hour. I had paid the price for my lapses in judgment, but in the end, my journey had served a greater purpose. In the years that followed, my story became a beacon of hope for the Israelites. The tale of Samson, the Nazarite who fell but rose again in a final act of defiance, echoed through the generations. It became a testament to the complexity of human nature, the fragility of strength, and the enduring possibility of redemption. The land gradually shook off the shackles of Philistine oppression, and the Israelites found themselves on a path of renewal. The ruins of the temple became a symbol of both destruction and liberation, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, a single act of courage could change the course of history. And so, the tale of Samson, with all its triumphs and tragedies, became woven into the fabric of Israel's narrative, a story of a flawed hero who, in the end, found redemption through sacrifice and sparked a flame of liberation for his people.